It may be unprecedented, and it lit up the presidential campaign today. A sitting pope crossed verbal swords with a candidate for president of the United States, just ahead of a crucial primary. Our political director, Lisa Desjardins, has our report.
No, this is not your typical presidential critic, definitely not your typical criticism.
Una persona que pensa.
A person who thinks only about building walls, wherever they may be, and not of building bridges, is not Christian. This is not the gospel.
On his flight home from Mexico, Pope Francis directly addressed Donald Trump. The Republican frontrunner has advocated building a wall along the length of the U.S.-Mexico border. And last week, he said the Pope's trip to that border was a political ploy encouraged by Mexico.
And am I a pawn? Well, maybe. I'll leave that to your judgment.
The Pope pointedly told reporters he is not recommending how anyone votes. In South Carolina, the candidate wasted no time issuing his retort.
No leader, especially a religious leader, should have the right to question another man's religion or faith, especially when they feed all sorts of false information into him.
Trump quickly transformed the debate over Christian values into a fight over security.
If and when the Vatican is attacked by ISIS, which, as everyone knows, is ISIS's ultimate trophy, I can promise you that the Pope would have only wished and prayed that Donald Trump would have been president. Because it's true. It's true. Because this would not have happened. ISIS would have been eradicated, unlike what is happening now with our all-talk, no-action politicians.
While the would-be president took on the pontiff, Marco Rubio happily joined forces with South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley one day after her endorsement.
We need to show that South Carolina makes presidents and that our next president will be Marco Rubio.
2 days before South Carolina's primary, most non-Trump Republicans are playing it safe and sticking to stump lines. But in Greenville last night, Rubio confronted the volatile issue of racism by police and the criminal justice system.
Whether you agree with them or not, if a significant percentage of the American family believes that they are being treated differently than everyone else, we have a problem. And we have to address it as a society and as a country, because I do not believe we can fulfill our potential as a nation unless we address that.
As for the Democrats,
I'm going to do everything I can so you don't have to be scared.
In a new ad, Hillary Clinton sought to reach Latino voters in Nevada by stressing her opposition to most deportations. Bernie Sanders also was appealing to Latinos, with this ad highlighting a key endorsement before the state's Democratic caucuses on Saturday. The two, who are currently neck and neck in the First in the West contest, will take voter questions at a town hall event tonight in Las Vegas. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins.
The Pope also made headlines today on the Zika virus, suggesting that women threatened with it could use artificial contraception. Roman Catholic doctrine teaches birth control is wrong, but Francis said under the circumstances it might be necessary.
Invece, evitare la gravidanza.
Avoiding pregnancy is not an absolute evil. In certain cases, as in this one, it is clear. I would also exhort the doctors that they do everything they can to find vaccines and things against these mosquitoes that bring sickness.
We'll take a closer look at all the Pope's statements today after the news summary.